Happy Sunday, November 16th. And a lot of people are in the chat already. Marge, Carl, Kaboom Productions, Weirdo, Picard, Demi7, Vivian Johnson, Trojan, Stephanie Jackson, Billy T, Medano, Whitbedude, Brianna, Joshua Martin, Chowdhury, Digital Blade. I'm already at the point where I can't remember if I said your name, but whether or not I welcomed you into the chat or not, I welcome you to the chat. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. It's the usual Sunday Night Live stumbles. Pinesel says, evening, Johnny Strides. Just got back from Korea. Such a great place. Welcome back to Canuckland, eh? Yes, Korea is a pretty awesome place. I hope you enjoyed it there. I've lived there for over 5 years. I've been back 5 or 6 times since then. It's always a good time in Korea. Carl Roth says, quite the impressive crowd of people in here this evening. This is great. We're already over 150 viewers, and I just started streaming. If you're new here, I go live on this channel most Sunday nights, not all, but most Sunday nights around 8 p.m. We usually just kind of shoot the shit and hang out for an hour and a half or so. Sometimes I take phone calls at the end of the stream. Sometimes I don't. Not sure which one we're going to do. Brianna says, did you hear about YouTuber Jack Doherty being arrested in Miami and now released on bail? You mean that human piece of shit, Jack Doherty? Yes, that was all over my feed. Just lock that kid up forever. What an entitled little punk. He was like holding up traffic to like, he's not even a YouTuber anymore, right? He's like a kick streamer. He's been rejected by YouTube and Twitch. He's now on the fringes of live streaming and completely irrelevant except for making fun of him. BG says, I'm thinking of going to Korea soon from Japan. Good move. Good move. Both of those countries are excellent. Speaking of excellent, I had a pretty good night last night. I don't know what that has to do with excellent, but we're not going to be having an adult beverage. My policy is if I already drink at any point in the weekend, I'm not going to drink on this stream. So we're just going to keep it light. I'm going to have a 0 sugar diet Pepsi tonight. I'm the type of person that always has to be drinking something. Usually it's sparkling water, but we'll get this out for tonight. Alicia Lewis says, hey, Johnny and everyone else. Sorry, BRB out with dinner and your family. Well, enjoy dinner with your family. Don't tune into this live stream. Howard Charco is here. I live streamed Friday night, went home, might have had a cookie and watched some funny things on TV. Thank you for that, Howard. Then last night I went to the Dover Courthouse, just north of Bloor Street, kind of near Bloor and Ossington area. They're holding a like 80s retro video dance party. I kind of felt like I was on a cruise ship or in like a retirement residence. No offense, like the crowd was cool. It was just, I was probably the youngest person there. It was it was fun though. Spent a few hours there, knocked back a few drinks, came home, watched a little bit of TV. So it is what it is, but that's what I did last night. And then today I went out and I made a video that is 68 minutes long. That'll be on the channel Tuesday or Thursday or Wednesday. Joshua says, hey Johnny, do you miss the Hudson's Bay because the mall's empty because it was a big part of the shopping mall experience? No, I only ever went into Hudson's Bay or Saks Fifth Avenue when I was making a video. So I personally, like, I don't even shop. I don't even remember. I think I got this sweater I'm wearing from my mom for Christmas like 5 or 6 years ago. Like, I was looking through my closet. I bought 2 t-shirts all year. That is it. And like a pack of underwear. That's all I bought all year. I didn't even buy any shoes. I normally go through shoes like crazy, but I bought some new shoes at the end of last year that I used this year. Like I spent, and those 2 t-shirts I bought were like $15 at Winners. I spent with the underwear less than $50 on clothes this year. And I still have a full closet full of shit that's perfectly good. I got a nice new winter coat. I got boots. I got shoes. I think I'm going to try to go through 2026 without spending a dime on clothing. Unless it's like, you know, socks or something like that. But like, yeah, it's just, what does it get me? I mean, I look fine. I don't need to buy more clothes. Stephen Luss is minimalist apparel. Love it. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Pinesel says I will forever need new socks. I'll make an exception for that. Dull Video says, Shows and pants for baseball. That's all I bought. Shoes and pants for baseball, I think. City Knights says, word up. Greetings, City Knights. Daryl Chin says, what are your thoughts about the MTG and Trump situation? LOL, I had to ask. No comment, but hopefully that little pedo man goes to jail for a long time. We know he won't. He's also, I think, trying to attack Venezuela as a distraction. I don't know. Carl says it would be wonderful to see the old Hudson's Bay store reopened as a Macy's Canada-like department store and decorate the windows at Christmas time. Unfortunately, that stretch of Queen Street is going to be all like boarded up for the next several years. So that wouldn't even be a thing, even if they did that. Even last year, there was no window display at Hudson's Bay. The turtleneck sweater passes for a suit in the office. As I open up my zero sugar Pepsi, someone is shooting off the notifications. All right, a bunch of donkey emojis. Carl Roth says, I ran out of underwear and socks here, so I went out about 20 pairs each. Should be enough to last me for several years. I just go to Winners for that stuff. We saw a weekly right-leaning protest in Hongdae. They had Trump and Charlie Kirk flags. Were they Koreans? I mean, every society has their left and right. I'm not too surprised. Christopher Walking says, no sunglasses today. No, I'm basking in all of the lights, but I do have this. The last South Park episode really destroyed Trump. John Gordon, I am behind about 2 or 3 episodes on South Park. You just gave me something to watch after this live stream. Canadian Tire is relaunching the HBC brand on December 5th. There's a preview on their website. Are they opening any stores, though? Like, what are they doing with that? HBC brand preview, Canadian Tire. Like, just the brand? Oh, yeah, they're bringing back, like, the stripes. I saw that, actually. They're bringing back, like, a clothing collection, but not actually, like, the store, so it's a whole lot of nothing. Demi says, Coke trader? Fuck Coke. Pepsi for life. Just reading some of your messages. Some billionaires want to buy the company or something. I saw that. A couple of billionaire groups. And there's that, like, lady from Vancouver, that, like, Chinese lady who wants to open up, like, the New Bay, Liu Bay, in a bunch of old Bay stores. I don't think she's going to be able to do that. They're selling their blankets for $400+. Yeah. Not gonna do it. Demi doesn't like that. I'm a Pepsi person. Hey, man. Pepsi sponsored. Did you guys know that if it wasn't for Pepsi, there would be no It's a Small World at Disneyland and Disney World? In the unofficial 1964 New York World's Fair, because the 1962 one was official. The 1964 one was like that Sean Connery James Bond movie that isn't officially part of the James Bond catalog. That was the 1964 World's Fair. Pepsi paid for Disney to make It's a Small World for the World's Fair, which they then brought over to California in Disneyland. So if it wasn't for Pepsi, there'd be no It's a Small World. I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing, but yeah, there's a little Pepsi fact. Are you doing a pre-record for the open Crosstown station? Is that the one at Mount Dennis? Because it's also a Go station. I don't know. I might go out there. I've got something kind of cool planned. Hopefully tomorrow I'm going to do it. I know an architect who designs and builds homes in Toronto. They're a viewer of this channel. And I've been invited to check out a home that is vacant that they have designed and kind of do like a residential home tour. So that might be kind of cool, right? I can showcase the property. I'll just start probably around the block, around the corner in the neighborhood, and then go in the home. Never really done anything like that other than like my apartment tour or like hotel tours. Just something different. See a vacant home in Toronto. You can see how much it costs. It should be kind of cool because this architect is pretty good. Johnny, are you following the Grey Cup? I was. It was Saskatchewan was winning, right? Montreal 7, Saskatchewan 15. I was dating someone in my later days of university. Her dad was such a hardcore Montreal Alouettes fan that even though they lived in Toronto, he would drive to Montreal to catch every Alouettes game that he could. And of course, he would go to the ones in Hamilton and Toronto and Ottawa. It was the Ottawa Rough Riders back then. Yeah, that is my connection to the Montreal Alouettes. I just remember him making that big, long, crazy drive. That guy, he's got to be like 75 years old now. I don't know if he still does that, but maybe I'll find out. Carolyn says, the power of suggestion. Now I'm thirsty. Doll video reached 2 subs today. Sad start, but better than 0. Hey, this channel 2 weeks ago, YouTube put me over 10,000 subscribers, and I was like, hey, we hit 10,000 subscribers, and a lot of people like congratulated me and sent super chats. Then like a day later, 500 subs disappeared. They did the same thing to a bunch of other channels. I think Action Kid had like a 500 sub boost that was taken away. Johnny Strides had that. It was boosted and taken away. It's a little harder to notice that, so I don't know what YouTube was doing. But they sent me a notification like, congratulations on your 10,000 subs. I was like, sweet, we finally did it on Stumbles. And then it's like, no, we're at 9,600. So we're going to have to get back to 10K at some point. But congrats on 2 subscribers dull video. Are they trying to call the bots? Bots, duplicate accounts. There's losers that have absolutely no life that make like 20, 30 accounts and subscribe. They usually connect the dots, their algorithms, and remove all those idiots too every once in a while. Brandon says, are you going to film live or put out a video on Black Friday at the Eaton Center or around the Eaton Center? I might. I just did. I kind of went through the Eaton Center. I might do another shopping mall instead or another shopping area, but when is Black Friday? Is Black Friday this coming Friday? No, Black Friday is November 28th. Maybe enough time will have passed by. Maybe I'll do that. Mothman says, my lecturer at Humber College was a huge Argos fan. He attended every home game. He even had a band which used to play at games. He still does. Awesome. My gym teacher in high school was the CFL Rookie of the Year who played for the Argos. So I guess I have another connection to the CFL. Also, I had season tickets during the Doug Flutie era. Back when my late aunt actually got them for me and my brother. You can go to Yorkdale. Yeah, I'll do Yorkdale once. I'll probably... I don't know if I'll do it for Black Friday, but I'll probably do Yorkville or Yorkdale once over the holidays. I'll probably do Square One once, maybe Scarborough Town Center, although that mall is a proper pain in the ass to get to these days without the RT operating. Hey, we've got over 230 viewers. Thank you so much. Harjot says, this Friday I'm going to watch the Raptors game, Johnny. Awesome. In person. Since it is Canada's game, let's find out how many of you are actually watching the CFL. Carl Roth says, I'm at a CFL. You met a CFL player that was in the Toronto Agra Notes under Harold Ballard's ownership. They won the Grey Cup. Neat. JD liked the Rosedale video this morning. Thank you. I did that one last week. I'm really looking forward to Thanksgiving and the 4-day weekend. Yeah, Black Friday has changed. Black Friday used to be a big deal in the States. Boxing Day used to be a big day or a big deal here, but they're both just so long and watered down. It's like sales all year round. There's some good sales. There's some crazy sales, but for the most part, they're not anything better than you get every other week at like Best Buy. It's just they're all at once. Just reading some of your messages. Pine Soul says, such a shame the RT is gone. It was part of Scarborough. Still thinking about that awesome graffiti you can see from the trail. Yeah. Vancouver, their SkyTrain uses exactly the same technology. Still running. No plans on replacing it. So, yeah, we have colder winters and there's, other factors, but we definitely should still have the Scarborough line operating. It was really stupid to neglect it. Weirdo says, can't wait for Black Friday. Lisa says, evening. There is someone who is 100% watching the Grey Cup. Our sports superfan Lisa has joined the chat. Carl says, Black Friday in Canada is becoming a really big thing. We love cutthroat competition sales. Oh yeah, who's going to get our money? Is it Jeff Bezos? Is it Best Buy? Is it Costco? There's actually nothing I want. I did all of my big purchases already. I bought the mirrorless camera. I got the laptop. I got the OLED. I got the sound system. I built a whole new computer. I got all new monitors. All my camera gear is good. All my audio gear is good. There's nothing I need or want on Black Friday. I'm good for like exercise equipment. Like there's literally nothing I want. So I'm going to not give into that. I'm just going to buy nothing. I'm not going to look at the deals. I'm not going to convince myself I need or want anything. I'm just going to be like, nope, not falling for it this year. Chris Mill says, how's the back? Honestly, I just open it up in the morning and go on the premieres and that's it. When I travel, it's useful, but it's really just, I just hang out and watch the premieres on it in the morning. I kind of hate Mac OS with a passion, but I love the battery life and I love the form factor, so it's not too bad. How about a t-shirt for Black Friday? Says Christopher Walken. No thanks. Carl Roth says the SkyTrain out in Vancouver is awesome. It connects to the airport. That's why everyone loves it, and that's why it's still up and running. It's a consistent service that people need. Well, so should be the Scarborough RT, right? Demi says, what do you get, a guy who has everything? I just think our whole society is so like, maybe I've been watching too many videos on people who like make poor financial decisions. There's a few channels I watch. There's people there. They had one guy in the US, his salary, he made 24,000 USD, but he didn't live in like a major center. So you can actually live on that where he was, but he had a $50,000 car and the car payments to go with it, and student debt and credit card debt. Like, yeah, no, I don't know. We're in this, you will own nothing. The big corporations will own everything kind of stage of capitalism. So I just want to try to fall into that trap as little as possible. Jennifer Gala is here. Harold Reynolds says, if I had to rate the solar system, I'd give it 1 star. Johnny, what do you think about Ford scrapping the speed cameras? I think Doug Ford is a colossal piece of shit. That's all we need to know about that. He didn't even like leave them up in school zones. He said, we're going to build roundabouts and we're going to build speed bumps. Some of these areas like Parkside Drive, you cannot put those type of measures in because of trucks and city buses. I don't know. The city is strapped for cash. Speed cameras are like such a win-win-win, right? They do keep streets safe because people do slow down to avoid tickets. When people do get caught, the city gets money. The city puts that money back into keeping things safe. They pay for crossing guards with it. They pay for all kinds of city services with it. Also, we don't have human police, using their discretion, randomly ticketing people. Like, what a waste of resources that would be, right? Like, it's just such a win across the board that I don't know. The only people who are like really against speed cameras are kind of selfish, in my opinion. Greg says the only people that complain about the cameras are the ones that get caught by the cameras. Yeah, it's so easy to not just go like 10 over like everyone else. You won't get caught. You'll still get to where you're going. Don't forget the Legacy Tunnel. They're actually, That piece of shit is actually going to commission a study to see to study the viability of a tunnel under the 401. We know that's not going to work, right? We know how induced demand works. When you build more, you just induce more demand. The maintenance on that thing is going to be expensive. There's a 0% chance that that would get built and open up in Doug Ford's lifetime. Like, take a look at Doug and take a look at how long it's taken to do the Crosstown LRT. Like an underground streetcar under Eglinton, not a tunneled highway underneath an existing highway. That is at least that, like, there is a 0% chance Doug Ford will be alive when that is open if he goes through it. And any premier worth their salt who replaces Doug Ford would immediately cancel that project and fill it up. It is so stupid. But Doug wouldn't care because all his friends would have got paid, right? Contracts would have been awarded. All the studies would have been done. All the money would have been spent, which is kind of his objective of the whole thing. So, yeah. It is honestly the single stupidest fucking idea I've ever heard in my entire life by a politician, right? And, you know, 4 or 5 months ago, Trump was saying the Gaza Strip should be like a luxury resort area, like Las Vegas or some area in the Caribbean. That idea is less stupid than building a tunnel under the 401. I mean, it's a pretty good runner-up to that idea, but yeah, I don't know. Montreal just completed their new stretch of underground rail. It took 8 years and is deeper than any of Toronto's subway systems. Yeah, I don't know. It's not going to happen. It's just a way for him to grift money to his buddies. Let's build an underground tunnel right across the street from Doug Ford's house. See how he likes it. Martin Van Owen says 100. Katie says our speed camera issues tickets at 6 kilometers over the speed limit, so most everyone gets the speed limit. The provincial government easily could have just stepped in and said, okay, you can keep your speed cameras, but they can only issue a ticket if it's 14 or over. Like, there's a compromise there, right? 6, I agree, is ridiculous. 6 is absurd. But like, to take speed cameras out of school zones, to take speed cameras off of streets like Parkside Drive that have had tragedies. There's streets that have had multiple tragedies due to speeding. I don't know. Like, how often do you see police officers actually making traffic stops? And do you want them to do that? Do you want some dude making 80, 90 bucks an hour to spend his time pulling people over, writing up tickets? Like, does that make any fucking sense at all? I don't know. Speed cameras are a good idea. Carl Roth says we expect Rockford to be riding on a bike on the bike lanes in Toronto after his booted out of politics. I'm not seeing that soon. Anyways, yeah. Someone asked me my opinion on Doug Ford. You will notice behind me, I've got the Snoopy tree back up. I didn't have it up last year. It was hiding. My walk-in closet has so much shit in it. I thought I lost it. But I dug it out. I brought it up. And I put the Snoopy tree behind me. This camera has like this bokeh effect, so you can't really see it that well. But that is what is behind me. So, hey, we've got the... Carolyn says I cleaned the counter. No, I didn't. That's a humidifier behind me, and I've got another humidifier next to my bed. Harold Reynolds says, any table that doesn't call you back is a one-night stand. You dug it out, eh? Noni says, Johnny Strides or Stumbles, can you tell us your travels for 2026? I don't know. I mean, in 2024, I didn't know my travels for 2025. I want to go somewhere far, somewhere very far, February, March, or April. Probably I'll go to like the Caribbean again or something like that around that time. Hopefully I'll go back to Europe in the summer and then somewhere far again. I don't know. I'm going away in December, but it's just 4 nights. It's not a huge deal. I've got enough Aeroplan points to like get a pretty extensive flight package, I guess you could say, out of it. I've been racking up points like crazy this year. I signed up for a new credit card. I got a nice bonus. I'm getting like 5 times points on food and groceries. So yeah, I don't know. Harold Reynolds says, go to tropical Tuktoyaktuk. Isn't that up north somewhere? Are you going to be walking around the Portlands anytime soon, or more of a summer thing? It's more of a how I'm feeling thing. I last went there when Ukwemin Minising, did I get that right? Opened up, did a live stream and made a video walking there. I don't know if much has changed. It's kind of like a barren area. There's the area near the docks where you have that awesome skyline view. That's worth going to check out. Cherry Beach in the winter is nothing much there. Ukwemin Minising, I don't know. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I don't talk myself into going there. Mr. Stumbles, how are you? Noni says, JS got the new Amex Cobalt CC, the only one that gives you 5 points for food. Best CC ever. It's effing fantastic. You buy a beer at a bar, you get 5 times points. What are we doing, people? Get the and you get to be one of those like snooty Amex people. Like, do you take Amex? No, that's too bad. I'm never coming back here. I loved your little local cafe, but the guy next door takes it. Epic Nation HD, $2. Hello, Mr. Stumbles. How are you? Liam, thank you for the $2. Cheers to you. Cheers, Liam. Lisa says the island is pretty neat in the winter too. Yeah, I should probably go check that out. JD, it's the Amex Cobalt card, but unfortunately they raised the monthly fee. I think it's now like $15. Mine is only $12 a month, but after like a year, my rate's going to go up. I'm still waiting on the Wealth Simple 2% cash back on everything card. I have another credit card where I get 3% cash back on everything. But yeah, the Amex Cobalt card is like such, if you spend more than like $600-700 a month on your credit card and you go to a grocery store that qualifies, it's the biggest no-brainer credit card you could ever have. It just blows away like any Aeroplan card or anything from any other. It even blows away like the Amex Platinum card, which is $600 a year, which I considered, but like, why? Digital Blade Canada wants Robinhood to come to Canada. That would be sweet. SoFi would be sweet. We got Wealth Simple. It's kind of like a low budget version. Hi, Johnny. Are you going to do another walk in the Oak Ridge, Danforth East area? Probably. I just don't know when. These things tend to happen whenever I feel like it. Hogarden says, I have the Rogers card to put the points towards my Rogers bill, which saves a lot. The key with that one is you have to make sure your Rogers bill isn't too much, right? Like if you're overpaying for a Rogers service, that 3% cashback you're getting off your Rogers card is not 3%, right? If you could have got the same deal through like Kudo or something for a lot less. So if the actual Rogers bill you're paying is like really the best deal, then yeah, the Rogers card, as much as I hate Rogers, is really, really fantastic. Carl says, I just buy low blows stocks, Loblaw stock, take the profits, buy the groceries with the profits, doesn't cost me anything. All right. Yeah, thank you for taking out the trash, Medano. I think we all know who that person is. There's a pathetic troll who has created multiple accounts who goes around bragging about their conquests on my channel, who's now claiming I call them several times a day. Yeah, you're getting into pretty dangerous territory making false claims like that, especially since we know exactly who you are and have proof of that. So you've also been featured on someone's stream recently and in a thumbnail, you pathetic troll. I know you're watching. I think everyone knows who you are, but maybe try getting a life and putting this to an end. Epic Nation HD, you might be right. You might be right. But anyways, thanks for taking out the trash, Medano. And they also, after this stream, they also left This person left themselves about 100 comments after my stream on Sunday. Yeah, and they have the nerve to call a certain other YouTuber a stalker. It's like, yeah, that's you. That's you. That is exactly you. So it is what it is. The one named after an Easter candy? Maybe. I'm not going to say their name just because, I'm not going to give them that satisfaction. Demi says, you got haters. No, I have obsessed stalkers. At least one of them. I don't know. Jollykin says she does that and she goes in saying, does anyone miss her? She seriously needs psychiatric help. Johnny, don't mess with her. I'm not the least bit afraid. But yeah, it's just gone on so much. It's just like, get a fucking life. It's so obvious that it's you talking to yourself through your many different accounts. Someone sent me a clip of like Robert Saber, or I won't say his last name, but West Coast Walker calling this person out. And it was pretty epic, his like tirade. So go listen to Robert's stream. Lisa says giving it too much airtime as it is. It is what it is. Get the police to her. Moments with Muzzy says, I think that too many YouTubers fail to pull the trigger on trolls. I think it's just one of those things where it's just like they almost always just go away. They get tired. They move on. They get a life, or they at least bug someone else. Deb's Crazy Daily says, I think trolls are just bored and unhappy in their lives as they try to make everyone else miserable. Like they say, misery loves company. Yeah, like I've had every kind of troll imaginable, right? Over the years. So it is what it is. This person, though, just for some reason won't go away. Despite being banned by almost every Toronto YouTuber. And I had a YouTuber from New York reach out to me and go, I think this person is from your world over in Toronto. I'm just going to ban them, okay? I was like, please do. Anyways. Yeah, we have 300 viewers. Thank you so much. Maybe it's time to pull up the green screen. We'll start talking about better things, hopefully. Let's get that screen. I just got to make sure I'm not going to share anything embarrassing. Got to close the OnlyFans account. Don't want anyone to find out what that is. It's okay, though. On my OnlyFans account, I wear like a mask. And I change my apartment to look like a different apartment. So you'll never know it's me. But we'll get the green screen up. Moments with Muzzy says, go Grey Cup. Saskatchewan 15, Montreal 7. How about the Bills, eh? How about my fantasy football team? I need to win every single game for the rest of the year to make the playoffs in my fantasy football league. And I picked up like some random running back with zero research at all because one of my guys went down and he put up 37 points. So thank you, Sean Tucker of Tampa Bay. I would just happen to be watching the Bills game anyway. Puts up 37 points. Josh Allen puts up 54 points for me. So, yeah. Pretty good stuff. Let me get my face down. I hope Henry is going to be back soon. I enjoy his candor. Yeah, Henry's a really, really nice dude. He also streams a whole lot. Like he does like 5-6 hour streams. I have no idea how he pulls it off. Moments with Muzzy says, Tucker is awesome. Great game, though my Bucks lost. Hopefully the Bills can get past the Chiefs this time, says Math Doctor. I don't think the Chiefs are in a playoff spot right now. I think if the season ended, they would not be in a playoff spot. Demi says, I don't know what this man speaks of. Is that sports stuff? Yeah, these streams are all over the place. Don't worry. I'm too scatterbrained. We'll change topics at one point or another. I'm just noticing my last 3 live streams all got 2,000 views exactly. Let's try to keep this one at exactly 2,000 views. I like All of those hitting the same amount. Donkey is 9-1 in his fantasy football league going into the week. Congrats. I'm well below 500. Like I said, I need to like win out the rest of the season to make the playoffs. You're happy to see Mason Rudolph again. He was wasn't he Ben Roethlisberger's replacement at some point? What's the score of the Grey Cup? Still? Is it like halftime or something? Transit history by mobility scooter, $5. Darren, cheers to you with the Pepsi. Thank you so much, Darren. Who's the halftime entertainment? Thank you, Transit history. Google scores update slow. I find Google is pretty on the ball. Who is the CFL halftime entertainment this year? MGK and genre-bending singer, rapper, and songwriter MGK will headline the Bud Light Grey Cup halftime show. Nothing says Canada, eh? Like the Bud Light halftime show. Performances. Katie St. Germain, Our Lady Peace, Machine Gun Kelly. That's who MG. You know what? That's legitimately better than like what the Super Bowl gets. Past halftime performers, the Jonas Brothers, Green Day, Tyler Hubbard, the Arkells, the Lumineers, Keith Urban, Shania Twain, One Republic, Fall Out Boy. Who is the Super Bowl halftime performance this year? Grammar be fucked. Bad Bunny is the headliner. Yeah, I don't know. I think ours is probably the better halftime show. Anthony says 22-7. Hey, Saskatchewan taking the lead. Bad Bunny, Spanish rapper, says Pine Soul. I see the singer of the Arkells all the time in random places. Neat. I don't know. I saw Our Lady Peace live. Great band, but Rain Maida, he just sounds like a different human being in person than on the album. He just sounds like two very, very, very different people. But yeah, whatever is wrong with the Grey Cup, says Jillian Felix. I don't think anything's wrong with the Grey Cup. Although 79% of you say you're not watching it, 21% of you say you are. Maybe I'll put it on. What channel is it on? TSN? I've got the Johnny Stumbles stream here. Local. I want to go Canada Sports, right? There it is, TSN. Saskatchewan 22, Montreal 7, and it's in Winnipeg. What really sucks is they've got these beautiful brand new CFL stadiums in Winnipeg and Regina, and they just went and shortened the field. So it's not going to like fit the stadiums properly, and it's going to look really stupid in their attempt to, and it's going to push the fans far away. All in their lame attempt to make the Canadian game mimic the American game. Canada needs to make watching Canadian sports free. It's ridiculous, which we should... they got to make money on it somehow. I don't know. It's up to them. It's a business, right? They got to pay the players. They couldn't put it on if it wasn't on TV the way it is. Isn't Rain Maida married to Chantel Kreviasek? I don't know. Anyways, is anyone live in Toronto right now? T-Shod's live. That was a while ago. Let's put this today. T-Shod's was live last night. Toronto was live 3 hours ago. Hey, he's now on... Oh, is that Toronto? Is that the same guy? Or are they different? He's been in the chat a few times, right? Destination Casaloma. I'm out of the loop with all these channels. There's T-Shods last night, Toronto, temporary window, live Toronto airport, 2 A380 sightings. That's awesome. Those things are huge. Raptors at Pacers, live Toronto camera. So not a whole lot of Toronto walktubers. A stabby morn, a walk around a still dark east side at 6:30 a.m. and encountering a crime scene. That's a handful of a title. I'll have to watch that video. There's Chris Must List. He has some very interesting stuff. Ooh. I don't want to rock the boat or piss anyone off, so maybe I'll leave my opinions out of it. But have you guys seen... I saw so many videos on this come up on my feed. Inside India's poop throwing festival. Like, he literally... This is real. Like... I don't know. I was just watching this whole thing like this. I had a whole bunch of videos in my feed pop up of people talking about this video. It's like super controversial. He's pissed off a whole lot of people, but he's also got a whole lot of people being like, he's just showing like a thing that happened in a small town. It's not indicative of like the whole population. Turner says that guy's channel is just rage bait. Yeah, there's a whole debate going on, right? I don't know what to think because he clearly like... Honestly, Lisa said, oh God, the comments. Honestly, I think the dude should have turned his comments off. I mean, like 58,000, but like... This just never occurred to me of something that could even be a thing. Jollykin says he is winding up people. He is, but at the same time, this is an event that happens. It's an annual event. There's a whole town that does it. They're literally bathing in poop. So like, if this were 60 minutes, like they would do a 15-minute special on this, right? Like this is the type of thing you would expect. Like it's a curiosity piece. So from that point of view, is it offensive? You're just showing something the way it is. He was nice to the people. They were nice back to him. They only said kind words to one another. He didn't say anything bad or disparaging about it. He just kind of, and he tried to participate in it. Was he exploiting them? Probably. This guy definitely exploits people for a living. So I don't know what to think of it, but I just thought it was just like, holy shit. It was like a really, 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 really eye-opening video to watch. And yeah, there's a huge conversation and I don't know where I even fit in that conversation, if I like it or not, but it's a curiosity piece. If I did this video, I probably would have turned off the comments because I don't know how the hell you moderate those comments and you're going to get a lot of mean and nasty stuff in there. Apparently they tried to like dox him and his family. And like, I don't know. But anyways, his thumbnails are clearly like AI bullshit though. So losing points for that. David Ing says that channel stinks. This creator had some beefs with other creators before in the Stanley Hotel. I saw that, but the other creators were like shitting on him. But anyways, yeah. It's an eye-opening video, but who was it? Yeah, a whole bunch of other YouTubers. I think Penguin Zero, Brett Cooper, who I never watched, showed up in mine. She's an interesting one. She used to work for the Daily Wire.
You'll probably think.
Look, see, Tyler Oliveira's poop documentary just broke the internet, episode 91. She was like, not to talk about Trump, but she was like a thumping Trump supporter. Now she's making videos he thinks were dumb. What happened to America first? So props to her for at least, you know, speaking her mind. She's very well articulated. She's got a huge following. She's pretty good at what she does, even though I don't agree with 80% of the stuff she says. But this was the video that I watched that made me want to watch his video. Jennifer Gala says, oh my God, she looks like the right-wing YouTuber. She's kind of sliding towards the center, but they're so crazy down south. I guess you can't avoid that. She used to do a channel called The Comment Section, and they replaced her with this girl. Just one day, Brett Cooper was gone, and this girl was in her place. And Brett Cooper used to get hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views for her videos, and this girl gets like views similar to what I get. So like, yeah, they set this poor girl up to fail. You can't just step into someone else's shoes and take over. She should have got her own channel. Harold Reynolds says, why do astronauts' computers use the Linux operating system? You can't open Windows in space. Ba-dum-tsh, ba-dum-tsh. How is Alina McLeod doing?
I will never forget the day that Russia...
She's Ukrainian Canadian, right? Addressing my ethnicity. Am I Ukrainian? Okay, that's an interesting... I have not been following her. Is it dangerous to visit Kiev during the war? Daily air raid alerts. Entering a war zone. I'm going back to Ukraine. She moved to Bulgaria, right? Sofia, Bulgaria. I think she openly had a boob job on her channel. I remember seeing that. But yeah, she's like a originally Toronto traveling YouTuber. I don't have time to follow her that much. I don't know. Chris Mill says she's just not my cup of tea. When she does live streams, she makes bank. I'll literally turn on her live stream and we'll see like multiple like $600 or $700 super chats. It's nuts. I'm from Sofia, Bulgaria, so it was interesting vlog. Yeah, the one where she moved to Bulgaria was pretty interesting. I don't know. She's smart for moving out of Canada. Must be saving money for the I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But anyways, yeah, someone asked me how Alina McLeod is doing. I don't know. What about Henry? How is Henry doing? He has not... People were asking me about him. I need to reach out for him. He last did a live during the Polish and Ukrainian festivals a long time ago. Devin says, I wonder if those multi-hundred supers clear. Probably. I mean, most of them do. I mean, if she would probably just ban the person if they didn't after a while. I don't know. But Henry, man, people miss you. Come back. Just reading some of your messages. Lisa says he hasn't replied to me in ages, but he made a post 4 weeks ago. Good day, my beautiful friends. I just wanted to let you know, wonderful people, that I'm okay. Miss you so much. Hope you've been well. Again, not sure when I'll resume streaming. When I feel ready to come back, I'll know. Likely sometime in November. Cool. You got to take your time. He works too, right? He's not like me. Peinsel says, Henry, the all-star marathon live streamer. Hope he's sitting back enjoying the stream. Hopefully, Henry, if you're watching... Take your time. Come back when you're ready. We know it's going to be awesome when you do. Janice says Henry was the first live streamer I ever watched. Neat stuff. But yeah, what's... Oh, did you guys know me and Ken walked right past one another and we're actually on each other's live streams? Where is it? There's a point where Ken walked right past me on Yonge Street on Friday night. I'll see quickly if I can find where that time is. I'm just going to see very quickly here because we were chatting about it.
Should I make it? All right. Let's do it.
Or someone wrote it in here. You passed Johnny at 2:38. So this is Ken's live stream. Yeah, we were on the same side of the street.
She's on a mission, I think.
And I'm coming up on this same side of the street, and we missed each other. There I am. There's a lady here in blue. Right here. Maybe I'll take myself off the screen here. I am right behind her.
3 seconds is there. That's 3 seconds.
That is me right there. My Blue Jay hat. I tend to like hang out all the way to the far right of the street. Just because I like to walk on the right and stay out of people's way. It's also easier to, leave the camera, or I tend to orient the camera towards the street in case I see anyone who looks like they don't want to be on stream. Because remember, later that stream, there was some really shady fucking guy with like a face mask. I think he was doing like a drug deal or something, and he took issue with me having a camera, and I kind of like barked back at him. But yeah, one of the reasons why I like to hang over by the curb, and I prefer to be on the opposite side of traffic, that way I can walk closer to the curb, is A, I'm out of people's way. B, it's very easy to just have the camera on the street.
That was longer than that.
But that's me right there, just walking right by Ken, not even noticing. And Ken obviously didn't notice me. And I knew he was streaming, and I knew he was coming down that way. And he knew I was streaming. Digital Blade Canada, thank you so much. You just love Toronto so much. Appreciate what you and Ken both do. Thank you so much, Digital Blade Canada. Cheers to you. Cheers with my Diet Pepsi. Igor says, show the drug dealer part. Well, I'm just speculating. But like, why would somebody who is completely covered up in public meeting another person take issue with like a camera? Also, that's pretty stupid because it's like you are doing something and don't want to be seen. So you're going to start talking to the dude who's got their camera out. I think it was right after this. I forget where it was. Let me see.
Or Winter Village, didn't you? You said you were bringing the little one?
One hour
So on the right is
and 25 seconds.
Northern Bay trademark now.
So this guy just rode his bike up to talk to this guy who was just standing there. And I saw this guy was looking at me, and I noted that. And now he turns his back to me. See how he's like looking at me? He takes his glasses off.
It's amazing how much quieter it is.
I'll turn this up here. No, it's pointing that way. You're in public though. You're on cameras. No, I point the camera away, but if you're in public, you have no privacy, right? I'm not taking shit from some dude. Anyways, that's all that was. You couldn't really hear him, what he said to me, but yeah, whatever. It looks like that was like a deal of some sort going down. Because that other dude pulled up to him, and he was acting kind of whatever. And the biker has his head down. Like, why would you draw attention to yourself, right? If he didn't draw attention to himself, nobody would have noticed. Nobody would have said anything. We just would have walked by. You would have been a fly on the wall. Demi says, be careful. Yeah, we're like, that's Yonge Street. There's a million people out. I think that was fine.
BTW, me second Yoshi, we live at Wonderland yesterday. Also, did you record Mount Denise or Sailor Vale? I went to Day Plus for a coffee. Heart emoji.
All right, Epic Nation HD. It's funny when you spell things wrong, how it reads things wrong. But thank you so much, Epic Nation HD, for the $5. Cheers to you. No, I didn't do Mount Dennis or Cedar Vale. I might do Mount Dennis at some point this week. I know there's a new GO train station there. A whole bunch of people are going to do it. But thank you for the support, Epic Nation HD. Donkey says, that's why I need you as your bodyguard. You're 6'7", 276. That's certainly intimidating. The wild card is, do they have a weapon? Like, that's it, right? Like, that's always the thing that you have to be careful of. Like, that's really just it. And you never know, right? So why even like entertain that thought? But, you know, I sense like the dude was in the middle of something and he didn't seem like that agitated. So I was like, this guy's not going to do anything. So I just jawed back and kept walking. It is what it is. Normally, I just keep moving. What about the guy? I don't know, JD, but I think I told the guy you're on like dozens of cameras. I forget what I said. Christo says I'd low-key nervous to be walking around Toronto during the night holding a camera and gimbal. Usually, it's like well-lit areas like Yonge Street, whatever. I recorded. Yeah, I don't know. $3.5 million Toronto home nails the modern look without feeling like a cold gray box. Most modern homes in Toronto are sleek, minimalist, gray, and frankly kind of cold. They might look good in photos, but in person, they often have all the warmth of a medical supply warehouse. All right, this is your news, Blog TO. This is your news. Yeah, Deb's crazy daily. It is what it is. Jillian says this is just a reminder that the time is almost 9. Chris Mills says privacy no longer exists. Well, you have like a reasonable right to privacy. Like if I'm on my phone and someone looks over my shoulder and like looks at my phone, that I think is like an invasion of privacy. I would just be like, fuck off to their face. Unless they were like, you know, 8 feet tall or if they had that crazy look to them. Sometimes you get that. You're on the subway and you're just like doing this and the person next to you is like looking like that. Like that's, I don't know. I think that's more of a moral area, like gray area. But yeah, you're taking a picture, making video. If you're not following someone, right? If you're not being a creep, if you're not going to a playground taking pictures of kids, like there's obviously a gray area, but like just street photography, street videography, like fuck off. You can do that any public space you want. Like it is what it is. Blue Jays pitcher Max Scherzer and his family say they've fallen in love with Toronto. Hey, I've got that same t-shirt. Thank you, Mark D, for that t-shirt. Just reading some of your comments. Justin says you should buy the screen protector where you can see the phone, but others cannot see. What I do is I just turn my brightness all the way down. Like, that's my phone. It's on right now. I can still see it by looking directly at it, but anyone near me won't be able to see it. That's just what I do if someone's making me feel uncomfortable. But usually I'm not looking at anything sensitive. I'm not like pulling up my bank account while I'm on the subway. I'm not like ordering food, sticking in a credit card number. I'm not reading like text messages that are like, you know, I'm not doing any of that. Vasily says there's a stealth mode in Moblin. Yeah, you can actually just turn the screen off. And it'll just be a blank screen. There's ways around it. Mark D says you're welcome. Thank you. It's a nice shirt. I have the same one. But yeah, I've heard Max Scherzer really likes it here. Canadian travelers headed to the U.S. just got a new warning added to the travel advisory. Yeah, that's because of the government shutdown and all their lack of traffic controllers. They've had to cancel and cut back on a lot of flights. Good job, America. Good job. Toronto bracing for the first snow of the season next week. Posted 13 days ago. This is on the front page of Blog TO. Greg says, I've been approached so many times while out doing street photography for such a simple concept. It's lost on so many. I wonder, like, when you, like, some lenses and camera combinations are like thousands and thousands of dollars, and you see people out there, like, I've just got like an iPhone, like It's pretty indestructible if someone threw it into the ground. Like, what, I have to replace the screen? It's not a big deal. It's kind of an old phone. It's only worth like maybe $400 or $500 now. Like, I could replace that. My DJI Pocket camera, like if someone like took this from me and smashed it, like I've got another one, I mean, it's under $1,000, but like some like real photographers, like that shit is not cheap. And I see them out on the street. Sometimes they set up like a tripod and they've got like this giant lens on it. I wonder like how uncomfortable that must feel to have that much of equipment on a on a busy street dealing with someone who's taking issue with it. Ian McLeod says, who needs a camera anymore? I thought that, but I went out into my balcony and I snapped a bunch of pictures with my mirrorless and with my S24 Ultra and with my iPhone 15 Pro. And yeah, these cameras in our pocket are nice, but they're not even remotely in the same category as like a nice camera. And this is like not even a nice camera. And there's just so much more to photography and videography than what you could ever do, even with like the Blackmagic app or like so-called pro apps on a phone. So I get it. Like it's a hobby that people really dig deep. Some YouTubers like are all about like tinkering with their camera and stuff. Vasily says, did you hear about those extra Chinese cameras that are basically the DJI Pocket, including the circuitry design? Yeah, they are DJI cameras. They're just trying to get around tariffs. The one thing that the extra cameras don't do is they don't support the wireless microphones from DJI. But other than that, they are DJI cameras. I'm just reading some of your messages. Devin says, I love my camera. The phone comes nowhere near matching it in any way. Yeah, like, I don't know. But for me and for what I do, this is actually good enough. Like, I literally just use the mirrorless as a webcam, or if I do any videos from home. Donkey says, True North transparency gives normal people who do video streams a bad name. He is always looking for a confrontation in Toronto. I think what he does is different though. Like he stands in one place and like does public auditing. I think that's just a totally different world from what we do. Would you ever record a video using meta glasses? I don't know. I think any type of eyewear that has cameras that you're recording in public, I think should have like a big light on it just so everyone is aware that you're recording. I think that's a reasonable take. Like imagine like some dude walking into a strip club with like glasses that look like their eyeglasses, but they had a recording light. Like how violated would you feel if you work there, right? They have a very clear no camera policy, no video policy. You're doing something, in a private establishment and some dude's just sitting there making a video of you with your camera, or like people going into like washrooms with those things. Like, so I'm very, very conflicted. I think they're cool, but I think there needs to be like some kind of law that says if you're wearing glasses that record, like everybody has to know that you're recording. I think that's the solution, right? There needs to be like a big blinking light on it or something. Because if I'm walking around holding my camera, like you can clearly see I'm holding a camera, right? If I tried to go into the brass rail with this recording, there's going to be a bouncer not letting me take 2 steps into that place. Digital Blade Candace says, I recorded a video at a strip club. It was a mistake. Deleted it later. It's a good thing they did not smash your camera and throw you 10 feet out of the front door. Right? I mean, I don't know. I'm just assuming their policies are no cameras. But yeah. Carl says, in the future, all video recording will be done by glasses. People won't even know that they're being recorded. That's why I'm saying there needs to just be some kind of regulation that like, you're clearly letting the whole world know you're recording if you're doing that. I think that's perfectly fair. Imagine like, I don't know, you're just on like a first date with someone and you're recording them and then you're uploading clips of them to like social media. Like, ew, look at this date. Like there's so many potentially disturbing applications of that if people aren't aware that you're doing that. So yeah, that would be, if I was a lawmaker, I would actually like jump on that and make that a thing, because it's definitely coming, right? I think Boom has a pair of the Ray-Ban Meta glasses that record. They look pretty neat. Once they do landscape, I'm probably going to get a pair, but be very careful about where and when I use them. I don't know. Iconic Toronto Diner marks 70 years in business this month. Toronto's Donlands Diner. I've never been there. Apparently, you can stay in a hotel in Tokyo for $1 if you consent to being video recorded during your stay. Are they like broadcasting that on a YouTube channel for people to pay? That's fine, Math Doctor. If that's fine. Lisa says, why would you get them? Orient Gent is actually, I can't talk about that, but there may be an interface coming that lets people live stream with those, but the red recording light would be a thing. So I'm not like too uncomfortable. I don't know. Your hands are free, right? You're not holding a big gimbal while you're walking around. Imagine like you could record out of that and your chat was like visible in front of you. I think that would be kind of cool. Digital Blade Candace says people will pay for the most random stuff. Yeah, if you go to a hotel for $1 and you're consenting to being recorded, hey man, that's fair game, right? As long as they don't record you in the washroom, whatever. It's creepy. I wouldn't do it, but it is what it is. Deb's Crazy Daily says if someone is going to be sneaky hiding video cameras such as glasses, I'm thinking they will not use it for good intentions. Hence it shouldn't be a secret that you're doing it. That's all. $4 million Ontario resort home has 2 huge ponds. Cool. Toronto drivers to pay hefty fines for this winter driving mistake. Yeah, I think they're like tripling the fines if you don't stop around streetcars properly. There used to be hotels with hidden cameras and they would all gather to watch them doing naughty things. That is, yeah, that we're talking about supremely disturbing actions. There's been Airbnb owners who have been busted for having like hiding nanny cams around their place. I don't know. Some that's a gray area. Like in your home, yeah, you can have cameras in your home. If you're hiring, people have busted their nannies for like neglecting kids, doing stuff they're not supposed to. That's fine. I don't know. I don't know why I'm talking about this still. The Japanese manufacture their cameras to make a noise when it takes photos. When I moved to Korea, that was something. Every cell phone made a very loud noise when you took a picture with it. And you could not turn that off or disable it. There were people that would like open up your phone and make it quiet. Jollykin says, are flats for rent over from you, Johnny Stumbles? Madame is quite capable of doing that. There are flats above me, but it is what it is. I'm not worried about people sticking cameras in here. I have cameras in here, right? If my door opens when I'm not home, I'm watching a video of like whatever that was right away on my phone. I'm getting a notification of that. And if they come in, they're not going to see a camera. So it is what it is. What's Toronto Reddit? Ontario Science Centre from the Don Valley. What's left of the Science Centre? You were just like a few weeks too late on these photos, I think. You should not have a driver's license if you don't know you should stop when the streetcar lights are flashing. Part of the problem is, though, streetcars in mixed traffic, it's just a recipe for stupidness, right? I don't know. They really should be in a dedicated right away. Red light therapy is the hottest craze at Toronto spas and gyms, hailed as a catch-all cure-all. But is it actually doing anything? I know someone who has like a super expensive red light mask that they wear. Apparently these work. Chris Mill says, I have a couple or 6 outdoor cams. Bucky Smith says, Jesus, since I've been following, your hairline has not receded. Thank you. I forget how old my dad was when he passed away in like his 70s and his hairline was still intact. I don't know if that skips a generation or not, but hopefully that's where I get my genes from. Has our Toronto banned you yet, like everyone else? There's a few mods there that I think like me. I've had a previous account that I used. I'm not going to say, but it may have been banned. Boston police cars near the stockyards. Oh, they're just filming something. That's not that unusual. Some shots of the new Cedarvale station entrances. So they've opened them up so you can go in. That's neat. I think YouTube's going to be full of videos of those. What about your mom's dad? Did he have full hair? He, no, but he also like had chemotherapy, so I'm not sure. I bought Meta Ray-Bans to go on roller coasters. That's an awesome, awesome use of that, Kaboom. Also great for impromptu carrot vids. As long as you're not instigating and like causing shit to record it, I guess. The Eglinton Crosstown has claimed its first victim. It's a real LRT. How the hell do you do that? I think you spelled jeans wrong, Carl Roth, unless you're trying to make a reference to Sydney Sweeney. Why Toronto's new top doctor says affordability is a key health issue. I could have told you that. Between us, we've been school trustees, education ministers, and a premier of Ontario. Doug Ford is on the verge of making a terrible mistake. All right, this is depressing. Yeah, that's also depressing. Rest in peace, Imperial Pub. Let's just watch a few videos, and then maybe we'll take a phone call or two. Why the rush? These are videos taken of people driving in and around our city. Do we get audio on this? Where is this? This looks like near Jane and Finch, right? Because that's like the Finch LRT. Whoa! So this Toyota Corolla just hooked around a vehicle going straight through the intersection? Wow. Finch and Driftwood, yeah. A near hit. Oh, we've got audio on this. Let's wait. This one's Digital Blade Canada. I'm just
closing. No.
Imperial Pub has closed, Digital Blade. Thank you for the $2. The Imperial Pub's last day was yesterday, 1944 to 2015. Lisa says the entitled Karen one is wild. We'll take a look at that. Whoa! Did you see that? This... I want to see when the red light... Okay, the light is red. So there is no chance this car turning left did not run a red light. Oh, there it goes. Entering the intersection, clearly on a red light. Almost hitting this car. This car, even though the light is red, when you're in the intersection, you are allowed to complete your turn. So this red car correctly waited for everything to be clear, and then the driver's like, okay, time for me to get the hell out of this intersection. And then that silver car, good thing they have good braking reaction. I guess when you drive like that, you probably anticipate hitting people a lot. Guy who nearly T-boned the red car technically blew a red light to make his too late left turn. Not technically blew a red light. Just say blew a red light. Entitled Karen, 58 seconds. So we're just driving. This looks like middle of nowhere. Look at that traffic in the other direction. Do we have audio on this? No. Hey, there's a car in the other direction. What are you doing? And the lady just stuck her hand out the window? She's doing this? No, it's time for a good old-fashioned standoff. And now she's... I would literally just sit there and not move. And I would take great joy in, and she's literally doing the worst thing possible. She should have put on her indicator and just waited for someone to let her in. Like, someone would have let her in, right? Like, people aren't huge dicks, but instead she goes into the shoulder going the opposite direction, which is even worse. All right, Jolly Kids, thank you. Wow, that lady needs to never, ever, ever be allowed to drive again. That was ridiculous. Rules for thee, not for me. This looks like North York. That's the Xerox building. And this is not a very good webcam. Oh, parking enforcement. Is that it? Blocking an intersection to write tickets. Is that what we're looking at? Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of sympathy for parking enforcement because, I mean, everyone yells at them, but really they're just trying to like do a job. And they're not like power tripping people either. Like their job is literally to like hand out tickets. But you can't be doing that. You got to park legally like everyone else. That's not an emergency. You're not an emergency vehicle. Wasn't Imperial Pub a dive bar? Kind of. I'm more upset about Gretzky's turning into a condo. Same with my apartment. I remember my apartment. Toronto definitely sold its soul to just a bunch of boring garbage. One of the things is they're building a lot of condos and a lot of stuff so people can move into the city. But we're losing a lot of the reasons to live in the city in the process, right? It is what, and that building they're building where the Imperial Pub is, like, it is vile. Like, it is awful. Devin says, I watched a cop drive like a psycho right before he pulled someone over tonight. All right. Maybe, you know, maybe that person, we don't know the story there. Dog walking goes off the rails. Kind reminder to keep your pets leashed and don't let them get out of hand. Uh-oh. Oh, there's a dog darting into the lane. Oh, so that dog has a leash. It looks like it just escaped from its owner. Maybe they just like... Sometimes dogs will do that. They caught the owner off guard. They bolted out of their... You know, they jerked the... I mean, if your dog can do that, you should probably wrap the leash around your wrist and have a little bit better of a grip on it. But I can't judge that lady. Like, that dog just might have jolted or bolted away from there. I don't know. Man believes he was a target of racism after a York Regional Police officer's dash cam footage catches him watching videos on his cell phone while driving in bad weather. Thank you so much for giving me this gift. Clearly, okay. I don't want to click on this, but I'm clicking on this.
So, I'm going to be issuing a ticket for drive handheld entertainment device. Do you understand that?
So he was driving while on his phone. Can't do that, right? In a, like, while it's snowing.
Car comes with the screens.
I'm not talking about this car screen.
Mm-hmm.
I just told you again, and you're recording.
Mm-hmm.
It was your phone mounted on your windshield there. So you have...
But that is not legal.
You can't have a video playing when you're
But
driving.
sir, that's what I'm saying. Who said you that I was the video was playing on the on any device?
So,
Do you have any proof?
I do. I told you again.
Can you show me?
You can disclose that and request that when you go to court. If you want to fight it, audio and video recorded again.
Of course, no
So
worries.
I recorded.
So you was not driving. You was seeing
So I was
on my.
driving.
Okay, we've seen enough. So yeah, the cop saw the dude watching a video while he's driving, and the dude is denying it. And apparently he accuses the Asian cop of being racist. I don't know. If you are in the wrong, just be humble and friendly, right? They might let you off with a warning, but don't be a dick and like people are so into. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to watch the rest of that video because it gets. But yeah, like fuck that guy. You're watching a video while you're driving while it's snowing. That's worse than like driving drunk, like statistically. Right? So yeah, I don't know. You deserve that ticket. Hogarden says, I don't know. Let's not get into it. Anyways, maybe we'll do some phone calls. Let's get off of this topic. I wish I didn't click that video. You know? That dude, let me get all big here. There we go. All right, so if you want to call in, we're not going to be on... We're going to keep the calls very short and sweet tonight. And I'm testing a new phone number. Lisa says, lol, but you... Because I wanted to see it. There's a satisfaction in seeing people get busted. Like that Reddit R convenient cop, like, you know, there's just something so satisfying about seeing someone break the law and immediately get busted, right? So I don't know. I watched a video of a lady on an airplane today who refused. She sat in the emergency exit row, and I almost said stewardess. The flight attendant asked her if she was prepared to assist and open up the door for everybody because you're in the emergency row. And she said, no, I'm only looking after myself. So then she said, I'm going to need you to switch seats because this seat can only be occupied by someone who is able to and willing to operate the emergency exit door in the event of an emergency. You know, it's the emergency exit row. And this lady said, no, I'm not moving. So she went and got like another flight attendant, like the head flight attendant. The lady did nothing. Then the pilot came and the pilot said, you have to move. She didn't. And then the next thing you do, and then cops came on. They had to evacuate the whole plane. And then they showed her walking from the plane in cuffs. Like, I don't know why I'm wasting my time watching this, but it's satisfying watching people get theirs sometimes and get what's coming to them. Like, it sucks to be on a flight that was held up because someone like wanted that extra leg room, but they didn't want to like open the fucking emergency exit door. Like, that's a requirement for sitting in that seat. I don't know. Every time I'm asked that when I'm in the emergency exit row, I like to say reporting for duty. Like, I'm happy to be in that seat. It's a great trade-off. You get leg room and I get to help people if there's an emergency, even better. And I know I can open the door, so like, why wouldn't I want to sit there? But anyways, man, I don't know, just move or open the damn door, not a big deal. Yeah, and I don't know, flight attendants, man, whenever I see a flight attendant video where the flight attendant snaps or gets short with people, I don't hold that against them. Like, they get shit on for a living. They're like the ultimate bad customer service job, right? Like, I have nothing but sympathy for people who do that job. I will, even when they're wrong, I will take their side just because I've seen firsthand just how brutal and entitled people act around flight attendants. Like, it is. Stephanie says, I don't fly enough to see. I've seen enough in my day that it's just like, no, they're humans. They have limits. But this flight attendant on that video was like patient and professional and like, I don't know. It is what it is. I'm sure there's bad ones, but most of them are just supremely friendly people. So there's the new phone number. Let's try calling it. 647-250-2724. Oh, we've already got a phone call. I think I know who this is. Hello there.
Hello.
Oh, we've got another phone call. This is coming in quick. How's it going?
Good. This is West Coast Walker.
Robert, sorry, the one of the problems with this new number is when other people call, it's making that beep sound. I don't know how to make it not do that.
Oh, okay.
But how's it going all the way on the West Coast?
Oh, not bad. Just enjoying the rain. It's just been nonstop rain for the last like 5 weeks, basically here.
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask, guys, if someone is on the phone, please do not call. Maybe try putting the phone on silent. Maybe that's it.
Could be, yeah. There's also the delay too.
Yeah, guys, please do not call. How do I put this thing on silent? All right. All right, Robert, how's it going? Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. How's it going with you? I'm just chilling here in Vancouver this evening.
Yeah, I heard you had an interesting stream the other day.
Yeah, we had a couple trolls in our chat who decided to come in and talk shit. So they get their you're gonna come into my stream and talk shit. I'm gonna fight back. I'm gonna get your ass handed to you. Sorry, it is what it is.
Yeah, sorry. People keep calling. I put this thing. All right. I'm using a different calling app.
Okay. Yeah, I know you use a different app, right, to change your number, right?
Yeah, there's got to be a way for me to turn off that annoying beep though when other people call, because that's going to be annoying. But anyways, what's new with you?
Oh, not too much. Just enjoying life out here on the West Coast. It's not bad. How's things with you and everyone?
Good. Can you turn off call waiting? Yeah, that's a good call. Well, I'll try to, after this call, Lisa, I'll look into that. Everything's good. Everything's good. Anthony,
you've got some issues with trolls too, as well. I noticed.
I think it's just the same troll. With I think this is just one person who enjoys talking to themselves. They just probably have a bunch of different browsers, and each browser logs into a handful of different Google accounts, and they just play this little game where they chat with themselves. I don't know.
I heard she even changed one of her aliases to match my name, so now she's going by West Coast Walker. So keep an eye out for that. If anyone comes in named West Coast Walker and starts insulting people, it's not me, okay, guys?
Insulting people, but oddly praising somebody else. Yeah, it is it is what it is. Well, welcome to a slice of my world. It's fun times.
Yeah, fun times.
Oh man, someone. Okay. I might.
You know who I bet. You know who I bet it is. I bet you it's your stalker that's calling right now and trying to interfere. She is known to do this.
They were actually bragging about it. I've been sent screenshots of this person bragging about doing, and accounts linking it to this very person, so we know exactly who it is.
Yeah,
and can prove that. So yeah, it's like they're not very smart at covering their tracks. There's already, I don't know. It is what it is. But
yeah, they love the attention. Some people love the attention, even if it's bad, they still love they love hearing their name.
Yeah, I don't know. So, well, that's a sad story. Do you have something funny to tell us? Do you have a joke, Robert?
I do have a joke. Not too dirty, but a little bit dirty,
Sure, let's hear it.
People who like a little bit dirty. All right, so what did the elephant say to the naked man?
What did the elephant say to the naked man? I don't know.
How do you breathe out of that thing?
That's a pretty good one. Well, they could have said, yeah. I mean, there could have been a joke there about the size difference too. But
that's true.
All right. Well, thank you, Robert. I'm going to figure out how to turn off call waiting on this thing. But
yeah, it's like don't say star 69. That'll just send the troll into utter madness.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Robert, and have an awesome week in Vancouver.
All right, you too, Johnny.
All right,
Take
cheers.
care, everyone. Bye now. Cheers.
Yeah, I can't use this. This is a different app, but like other people are calling while it's just going beep, beep, beep the whole time. That, I'm sorry, but we can't have that happen. Settings. Perks, call forwarding, appearance, restore. There's really no way to disable call forwarding. No, that is bad. Yeah. I don't know. Lock and remove contacts. I don't want to take a whole lot of phone numbers if people are just going to keep calling when I'm already on the phone because, hey, we can change the notification sound. Cow moo. Is there a way to like turn it off? Let me just see. Okay, I put it on silent. All right, let's, you can call again. 647-250-2724. Oh, we got a 905 number here. Hello there. Hello.
Hi, Johnny. It's Dylan again.
Hey, is that your dad? Okay, someone else is... All right, this is not going to work. Other people keep calling, and it's making this beeping noise, and it's driving me nuts. So...
Yeah, like... By the way, Johnny, I was actually going to talk about this last week, but apparently there was an incident. Jeff had an incident with his car on the Highway 401 last week.
Yeah, I posted a community post on my channel with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hopefully I mean he was okay. He survived it. He lost a lot of tools. There's a GoFundMe. So
And also I wanted to say this, that the Pickering Santa Claus Parade is Saturday, November 22nd. If you wanna check it out, you are more than welcome to live stream it, the Pickering Santa Claus Parade,
Yeah.
as well as the Toronto one on Sunday.
yeah, I don't know if I think I'm not going to be able to get out there on Saturday, but I'm definitely going to be doing the Toronto one. There's no question about that.
I think I might be coming out in Toronto for that one too.
Well, if you do, you'll know where I'm streaming, so you'll be able to track me down.
So, where will you be? Like, will it be Bloor, Spadina, or?
I'm usually I'm usually on Bloor, somewhere near the start. That way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Dylan, are you able to put your dad on and tell us a joke or two?
Yeah. Dylan wants to stalk you, Johnny.
That's fine. It's not stalking. It's fine. It's sniping.
Okay, well, I can say that I used to be in a band called The Hinges. We opened for The Doors.
I used to be in a band called The Hinges. We opened for The Doors. You dated yourself a little on that, but it's still funny.
And when a hospital is out of commission, we say that it's not operating anymore.
Those are both very, very good, Mr. Reynolds. Thank you for the jokes. And Dylan, yeah, feel free to come say hi if you're on Bloor Street. Just look me up on the stream, and you'll know exactly where I am.
Yeah, I will.
All right, Dylan, have yourself an awesome night. Thanks for calling. Cheers.
Yep. All right.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. All right. I'm going to sort this phone situation out. I know a whole bunch of people tried to call. We're going to have to try it again next time. It's just way too annoying with that beep, beep, beep. Maybe it bugs me a lot more than it bugs you guys. But, yeah, I can't. I mean, normally the other app I use, the caller ID, doesn't do that. Or the whatever you call it. When someone calls. Saskatchewan 25, Montreal 17, 2 minutes to go. Ooh. But Saskatchewan's got the ball, so they just need to hammer some first downs. But we're gonna end the stream. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank our mods for their support. All the channel members. Yes, this channel has members. Support it or not. Thank you, Jennifer, Math Doctor, Harold, Lisa, Jillian, Jollykins, Pine Soul, Madano, Marge, Vivian. I saw some mods here. Epic Nation HD, Canadian Vasily, Estelle, Pine Soul, and everyone. Sorry, I'm going to get this call thing sorted out. I did not know that app was going to be so freaking annoying. I thought I would change apps because my account on the last app expired and it wouldn't let me make a new one. I'll figure it out. We'll get to the bottom of it. Thank you, Transit History by Mobility Scooter. Thank you for the
Hey, Johnny tried to call.
for the super.
How about trying something on Discord where people join a waiting room instead?
Kenny the Dragon, awesome. We might have to try that. Thank you, Kenny the Dragon, for the suggestion. We can do a waiting room on Discord. Either way, I'll figure it out. But that's all she wrote. Thank you guys so much. Have an awesome night, and let's hope Montreal ties this thing up. They're down 8. They can tie it up. We could get some Grey Cup overtime action. But thank you so much, guys. Yoink. Oh yeah, I'll be premiering a video tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. EDT on the